Well, yeah, and you have, and they're audited, they have to be documented, no different than us when we're audited. Is that not correct, Mr. Cochran? We have to have documented receipts and proof.
Yeah, we gotta show what you spend money for.
And again, if you're talking about $9,000 of miscellaneous in a $1 million budget.
Well, that's not the 9 on a million, it's 3 on a million last year and 9 on a million this year. If it's 18 next year, that'd be way too much. I'm just saying, let's tone that growth rate down.
See where it's going.
Well, if we had an actual, what the actual spend, that may help too. You know what I'm saying? If you have a budget and then what we show is actual, what we actually spent for each item, sometimes.
That's right, we got a motion second.
Is that the motion and second on the amended motion or the original motion?
The amended motion.
Okay,
That's a good
Amended
question.
motion on the amended budget.
That's a good question.
thank you.
Amended budget.
Y'all good with it?
You okay? Yeah.
Well, we got a motion second, let's take a vote and move on.
I want to find out if they're good with it before I vote.
We're getting ready to find, Jackie, we're getting ready to find out. That's what we make a motion second for. Take a vote. Now stand up and vote, yes or no?
I could vote no
Get a
if I
roll call.
wasn't ready for it. I can tell you that.
Can I get a roll call?
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker? Mr. Caldwell? Mr. Masterson?
Yes.
Unanimous.
Okay, very good. And Karen will give us a little more explanation on
Next year,
hers.
let's have a representative in here so we can ask these questions.
Okay, well, Chad came up today, I think, and answered a couple of questions, but those emails that Karen forwarded out to everybody as far as now, the precinct lines have been formally accepted by the state, and the adjustments in the precincts, I think there's 2 that maybe even will shift locations, possibly the EMS moving to American Legion, VFW. So there's a little shift and a little adjustments got to be done. I think we deferred actually acting on Karen's budget this meeting, and we've got till January 15th. We meet again on the 2nd, so we'll address at that time. Maybe she can speak to it a little bit. She's already spoken to it a little bit in this next item of business.
Is her on that realignment all, she'll actually send a letter or something to everybody involved?
I think that was the original plan, is once those things were all approved by Frankfurt, the notifications would go out in the form of a card about changing polling places, that they were going to identify those affected voters and changes in polling places and notify everybody.
So they're going to notify about the change of the VFW as well, correct? The location?
If and when that's approved.
That's been submitted.
It's submitted to the state. County Board of Elections
Recommended.
has made a recommendation and inspected the site, checked for radiated compliance.
I know it's like one of her letters, she asked for us to go in and put some handicap spaces at that location. So I did see that in her package. I'm not sure if that's the only thing they're waiting on, but I did see that.
That would be the only thing, yeah, that's the only thing we did.
That shouldn't be a problem.
If you have 25 less parking spots, you've got to have one man. They got a spot for it, it's just not striped off.
ADA.
And it will tell the prospective voters their new precinct where they will have to go vote.
It's always been a discussion is once the state has formally approved that and our redistricted and the final plan is set in concrete, that all those notifications would be done. So
We got our notification that was approved yesterday.
So now that
20 counties in the state, there's 5, including us, that have been through the entire process, taken through the state board of elections, taken through the LRC, that have got the final approval to start.
so you're ahead
Voters to.
of 95% of the state then.
Timing sucks, doesn't it? The timing's terrible with that.
Done it months ago.
Bad timing.
I don't have no idea who's in my district.
No, it's terrible. It's terrible. Yeah, it'd been,
I think Clerical Wells in my district now.
You're all safe there, but the notification will be important. So
You gonna vote for him?
at least
He's gonna vote for you?
by May, anyway. I guess moving on, if we're through with item 7, and go ahead.
Normally, along with the sheriff's budget, normally we approve a 6-month supplemental and sheriff supplemental salary to get them started for the year.
$20,000, whatever it is.
22,
Motion approved.
Second.
Okay.
Mr. Masterson?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker? Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Unanimous.
And that
Thank you,
amount,
Kevin.
that amount didn't change from last year, the request on that. So that was part of their submission, so. Yeah, item number 8 is a little bit of a new wrinkle, and part of it is the timing and the year and the way Thanksgiving fell, and the number of days they're going to be open, and a variety of things that are going to affect their payroll and their ability to commingle funds. They checked on it. 2013 funding is adequate, excellent. There's excess fees available, but they cannot use 2013 revenues for 2014 expenses. So, in a nutshell, Karen's asking for a temporary advancement, which she's never had to ask for, to cover payroll for really the first half of January.
Motion.
Well, she's got on there that she gave us 3 options, and of course, I'm sure we're all in favor, probably of number 3. I don't know what y'all are in favor for, but the $20,000 that's going to be paid back, it's showing that she's going to pay that back around March.
March 1st.
Is that correct? March 1st? Okay. Second.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Mr. Masterson?
Yes.
Unanimous.
Okay, item number 9 is the department reports. I guess, Tommy, you want to lead off?
Things are going well. I got teaching a couple weekends on the weather, but and did go out a couple times. Wasn't real necessary.
Been fortunate, haven't we?
Sounds like we're gonna get a lot of rain in this weekend. Probably get a little more flooding. Good. Small areas, cover stuff, so things like
Hoping don't sleep, Bob. You seen it?
but I don't think anything on showing.
Now, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
I sure can, man.
Thanks, sir.
Don't have anything else unless the managers have any information or any questions on the E911 or anything.
What's the time frame? What's it looking like now?
Looking great. I mean, we're doing our part. We're renaming roads and getting all the 0 points taken care of, all of the odd even discrepancies done, and cleaning up loose ends. I have not heard from the master street addressing guy yet, from MapSync. I don't know what the status is there.
Well, 2 weeks ago, they were ready to submit in a week, but I think Mike Robinson, I was talking to him yesterday over at Lincoln Trail, and of course, he still makes those notes and changes that you are reporting on our internal road naming, and that's going well. I think we got a little tweaking, a little correcting to do on a couple things. You gave me a list of about 3 or 4 roads that I was going to give to Cotton and Jackie, no, not Cotton and Jackie, Cotton and Steve, for them to maybe contact the folks that are going to be affected there, and I can't find that handout. I know one of them was the road where FNEP is down at Raywick.
That one of them had me.
Yeah, I like to give it to them. I don't know what happened. I thought I had it with your department reports, but it's not attached to it.
I don't know.
Wait a minute, maybe it is. No, your list of all the roads was attached to it, but the list of those current names that he wanted to have, Steve, you had, I think, a couple of the contact, maybe down around Pond Lane or somewhere. He'll get them for you.
All right.
Because I don't know where they disappeared to. I thought I had them right here, but.
Yeah, he's got that,
Pond Lane on Frogtown Road.
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple of them that were in Cotton's and a couple of them that were in yours that I think he wanted you to coordinate with the residents and.
Question on roads.
And that's
Do we
what our
have
policy says, that majority of the
a
residents on the
list? I know
road
all our county roads that are
Read the
county
name.
maintained. Do we have a list of old
They
county
leave Pond
roads,
Lane,
maybe
don't
unmaintained county roads?
As far as I know, I mean, that's
I had a question.
that's not even a county.
Somebody actually said on their deed, it's called an unmaintained
It's not
county
a county
road.
road.
Just tell him Jackie.
Well, it's not even.
I mean, it could be like a passageway or,
What
you
we're
know,
gonna do.
I know we've got some that, they've
Formalize.
never been closed, but they're not maintained.
No, sir.
I'll talk to him.
Joe might be able to answer that.
But you go ahead and take care of them, though. You go ahead and take care of them.
We don't maintain the road after so many years, we don't have to pick it back up or can we or.
Officially closed, then it's,
access, but it's not on our system. And there's a lot of roads out there. When they were ever county roads, they called them county roads, and then, 30 years ago, somebody might have put some rock on it, and all of a sudden they started calling it a county road, but it's not on our map, then.
But there's not a list, there's not of old, somebody called me, they had some property on one, and on their deed, it says it's an unmaintained county road. And I said, well, that means it's, that's what it means, I guess. But I didn't know if it ever was, or,
No, I don't have any.
Apologize for misplacing that.
The only thing I know you can do is look at an old map and maybe verify it. If it's listed on the old county road map, maybe it was.
Yeah, but Cronin Mobile Home.
well, even if it was, it's one we don't take.
Steve,
About half the roads in the county,
But I think I've already heard some that we call county roads that I've never heard say that.
it's not listed there, but I think that needs to be formally approved at some point.
Just concerning me and
I've got an old map with one on it that's
Steve, I think that
not on anything, but it's got an old
all
county
these
name
are
on
Steve's
it,
and
like it
Cotton's.
was.
I've got some questions for you, like on the map that what we have here, I don't want to do it right now because it's too much information, but there's some of the roads that are on this, I think it's not in the correct district. It's little things we can get fixed.
Okay. I think maybe some of the mattresses don't even know what their district is. Really, I mean, since they redivided, it's hard to.
But that's what I'm saying, they got some of the roads that you got my number on.
There's definitely some validity to that.
Some of the roads, he's got my number on, they're yours.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yes, sir, we'll get that later.
I just said Pond Lane.
And Keith and Sharon have been running ranges on roads that they're not quite ready to propose yet for naming. In other words, I think that this is an evolving picture. Before it's all said and done, there's probably going to be, I don't know, how many roads are you going to estimate total that 3 or more houses are on? 40, 50?
There are a bit of it.
Don't want to totally venture a guess right now, but they keep appearing and arising, and that's going to be the.
We're about out though. We're about done.
Let me ask you a question on that, Keith. On this Rodney Clark Road, it says, at the end of Rodney Clark Road, it says at the end of Rodney Clark Road. Of course, it's just an extension of the road. Of course, it's not county road. Why are we not just, is that not part of Rodney Clark Road?
Just letting it run on, become
It just
more
runs
of Rodney
straight
Clark
on
Road.
back. It don't veer off right or left. It's just an extension of you end the county road and you start it.
If the court wants to bless that, that's what we'll do. We can assign them addresses, but right now, it's not anything. That's my name.
Well, I can ask people, but I don't know why we want to change that, because everybody back there probably gets mail at Rodney Clark Road.
It'll be fine.
I'll ask, but I'm just curious about that.
We'll do that if that's what you all want to do.
Let me find out, make sure, but I'm sure that's be what they want.
Be simplest thing to
There's
do.
several roads that's like that, right? I mean, there's several that'll be affected if we do that. I just don't want to get it confused on being whether it's count.
No, it's not gonna make it a county road. Nobody,
That's right, it's not gonna do that right. But I'm just saying it may be confusing down the road at some point, I don't know. Guess we can pick it up.
If you go by your lengths, it would never be confused.
no, we've got a pretty good hold on what county roads we actually got.
How far they go.
This is just making more accurate the range of the road.
Half a dozen like that. One or two of your districts,
Yes, sir, that's what I'm thinking, yes, sir.
but there's not a lot. That'd be a good natural solution to it. I mean, I agree
And
with
to
it.
me, it is, it'd be more confusing to put a different name on it.
Make it Rodney Clark gravel road.
This is like the Bell Hollow
You
Road.
understand though, that we're not gonna blacktop.
That's right. Yeah,
Like the West Bell Hollow Road where Mogi Spalding lived at, that's one of the, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the road off that road.
Exactly.
See, that can't be Bell Hall Road.
what I'm talking about is just a dead straight extension of what's already there. You drop a block out and you go straight on back. No right or left turn,
Hit the gravel and keep going.
yeah.
I think some of these situations are going to involve a little bit more, assessment of exactly what the conditions are. And what you're saying, this is just a continuation of.
Yeah.
The magisterial boundaries are really in, but they are confusing.
Right.
I mean, sometimes you've got one side of the road in somebody's district.
Well, you could have done the pre-research and made sure.
We did. We did.
They think they're right. They're pretty daggone close.
Dang.
Time was hard to tell where it was gonna be, wasn't it? For a long time, it's hard to tell what districts were actually gonna be.
Still hard to tell.
Still not sure.
I don't know if it's still a moving target or not.
Right.
We might have to.
10 more years, it might change again.
Another,
Well, it would right now, that, the prison closed. There were a lot of my people.
Might have to double
Your
up on
best friend.
campaigning.
Prison counted in my census.
we excluded the jail and the prison numbers from this. We did in fact back them out.
I think we did, because
I
they
thought
got
one time.
We didn't really know they were gonna close at the time we were doing it,
one
but,
time they were in it, and then we took them out.
yeah, probably
So-
up until this year when it actually was.
Is there a deadline on the start? Is there a time frame on the start of the
No,
911?
anybody else?
I mean, like, is there a deadline? We have a target date?
I've never heard that.
Okay.
Well, the only deadline we're working on now,
Right.
the only deadline we're working on
100%
now is the
completion.
grant. The grant deadline's out in June now. We did get an extension on the $124,000 grant. That's our deadline, to engage, encourage,
Sure, get the
AK
grant.
Associates and the city. We still got to forge that final agreement with the city on the split of the cost, but I think we've already got an understanding.
I have no doubt the city will be there for us.
Sure.
We'll have another meeting in January, start another quarterly meeting. Last meeting we had was October, so we'll pull that back together and then formalize and try to get the county attorney and city attorney and everybody to the table to work out those final agreements.
Sure, the county attorney can take care of that issue.
You know, an interesting side note to this, though, about the certification deadline. If you want to put a positive plan on it, it gives Sharon and I more time to work out the details. I mean, because the devil's in the details, and the tail doesn't be solved. And if we find them, we correct them. So the more time it takes, the better off we're going to be, and it's never going to go back the other way. It's always going to stay fixed once we fix it.
Yeah, our first audit will be a lot closer to right, so, and it's a continuing process. Yeah, once you're compliant, to stay compliant, or to stay best prepared, you got to continually tweak it anyway.
We're going to be the best around.
I'd say we'll be one of them. Okay, Barry wasn't here for the detention center, but he did have a couple of little, I guess, announcements or requests or whatever. He has some 10-year employees that he wanted to get permission to go ahead and acknowledge their service and approve that they received their one-time $200 service kind of a performance.
Motion to approve.
One question on that, before you,
I guess
is new to full-time deputy in there?
Sure, they didn't have a 6-year clock.
full-time
Full-time,
employees.
both.
It is.
I think so.
Okay, I knew you go with bus, I don't know if it's full-time or not.
Is that,
While we're on the subject, do we do this for part-time also, or?
Just full-time only.
Okay, just want to make sure.
that comes out of the detention center's budget, is that correct?
Right.
Just want to make sure.
Got 100%.
Sounds good.
Okay, have a motion and a second to approve the jail's request.
In a second.
Like you to give me 100.
I made a motion, I'm not sure. Somebody second?
Yeah, I thought it.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker? Mr. Masters? Unanimous.
Master Wicker, you were there 6 years.
I should get 100.
You should got at least 75.
Okay, and it doesn't require any action, but everybody had one of these at their stations, at their place. If you have a business or somewhere where you could put this up for a few days, I think they're actually just going to run this through about, I hear Monday. They're taking up some, I guess, chances on this collector knife for benefit of if y'all read the flyer, you know that there's a jail employee that's going to undergo some pretty drastic treatment, so they're trying to help the family out. So if you know or want to put this up in a place too for a day or two and collect some money, we will write receipts or give them tickets.
Do you have tickets here?
They didn't send tickets up, but I guess they maybe have them down there. Melissa, we've got a little envelope out here. We're taking up money, putting names on them, so we'll get tickets cut for them. But if anybody wants to contribute or knows, if they want to turn in money here, we'll make sure they get tickets. Just give us some names along with the money. That's all for the detention center. Robbie, you have any reports you want to give us?
We're at 2,179 runs for the year. The new sign is up down there, they can put it up down, if you all have a chance to drive by and see it, it's real a lot better than one it was. And I just want to thank you all for the assistance with our Christmas party, went over real well, and thank you all once again for helping us do what we do this year.
Thank you guys for all y'all do.
When is that party?
Very good.
Missed it too, yeah.
Hate to miss that one.
I thought maybe somebody dropped a bologna sandwich by the house or something.
Had a great gathering. Yeah, Hayden was out of town today, I think. I know he was up at the Governor's Emergency Management Workshop Monday and Tuesday. I think he had a meeting in Bowling Green today. But he sent his, I guess, apologies that he couldn't be here today. Animal control, any updates, changes? Or?
Everything's going fine, and Sarah's back full, working fine, and they get their schedules all working. Seems to be.
You all had a meeting out there, was it last week? Then I guess.
When was it?
Kind of got everything kind of ironed out, tweaked, and
just
assessed.
Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Doing well.
Yeah, good deal.
Good deal.
Moving along.
Great, good work up.
Okay, you might skip over payment of bills just a second, hit on 2 or 3 things down in old business. You all probably got an invitation tomorrow. We got Tommy's luncheon. It's definitely fattening up feeding season for everybody. I know I've got to back off and pass a smaller plate around or something, because I'm definitely taking note of my personal weight gain here since Thanksgiving. So appreciate all the invitation. Tommy, you're starting at 11:30, 12, what time? 12.
Very good.
So
we'll be there.
I remember 11B there. I thought maybe we had a tremendous amount, and y'all probably been thanked over and over again by the veterans for the purchase of the van that they got. In talking to Sue Porter, because we had to transfer that vehicle, and Keiko didn't add anything onto our insurance, and we were permitted to, as long as the court concurred, and we did, to purchase the van, and we did put an official plate on it. When we got it back here, it never had been plated. The van had been on the grounds of Stanford Field or International Airport. Did find out that they pay $500-600 a year for their insurance on their other vehicle, and they kind of insinuated that the county wanted to title that other vehicle and insure it. They'd appreciate that too. So it really wouldn't cost us any more. And I asked our insurance agent about us actually doing that on behalf of them. She said, well, it wouldn't change anything, and you are more than welcome to do that. Joe, you have any?
Well, the only concern about that is you're right. I mean, as far as the change in the premiums by adding a vehicle, it's minuscule, and it does provide a benefit to them. My only concern has always been with these entities that are not county entities that are using our vehicles. Number one, we have certain policies that are supposed to apply to the use of county vehicles that these sort of really fly in the face of, because we don't do anything in that respect. And the only other concern would be, even though adding the vehicle doesn't cost us anything more, in the event that one of these entities that has a vehicle that's titled in our name, that is insured under our umbrella, if they were to have a serious accident, then that certainly would affect our rate for all of our vehicles for some period down the road. So as long as, as the people that are using these vehicles that are titled in the county's name are responsible and don't have accidents, then we won't see any
adverse effect,
downside to it. But we don't have control over who's using them, and I'm not talking about the Honor Guard, but they're probably, of all the entities that we use, one of the more responsible that are out there. But as a general proposition, the more of these types of vehicles, whether it's Honor Guard or whether it's the
Rescue squad.
Well, rescue squad we sort of do have some control over, but I know we had vehicles at one time. We had vehicles that were with the Spouse Abuse Center at one time.
We used to. I don't think they do anymore.
But we have over the years had vehicles that are like that, and we always take the risk that if there's a serious accident, or if somebody is permitted to use the vehicle that shouldn't be using them, then it would have probably a significant adverse effect on our entire insurance for some period forward. So that being said, I mean, we've done that.
Did they make the request of this, or?
Well, it just kind of came up in conversation. I don't know. Frank Bland said our other vehicle costs us about $500 or $600 a year. Y'all are really saving us some money. What about, and I didn't say, whoa, necessarily.
Yeah, I understand.
But I can go back and say, well, we'll insure this one, but.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think we would, I will say
Like they
this.
insure it and we do something as far as the funding.
Well, there you go.
Would we be better
That's
just
kind of what
paying?
I'm thinking, is that I go along with what the county, what you're saying, Master Master, and what the county attorney stated, which is we might be better, if we do want to do something like
Yeah.
this, make
Give them
a
a
contribution
contribution.
toward funding, as opposed to placing them on our policy, due to the fact of there is that potential.
The more you got in your policy, the more you're liable.
Well, I think,
We've been fortunate on that.
right.
Been very fortunate.
And I think not just a one vehicle, but we should consider both. I mean, if we're going to do, I know you're saying it's already insured under the county, but
we had
maybe
to
we
get
should
it-
pay that.
Had to
like-
get it back to Lebanon, and the only way I could figure out how to do that was to go ahead and take short-term, well, just to call KCO to see if we could get it
Yeah.
insured for
I
their,
understand.
they won't transfer a vehicle unless it's got insurance. So
Right.
just- And it was in my name, unfortunately, so that was the only route I
Let's
could.
just leave it like that.
Well, I'll make a motion, leave it in your name, Judge. I mean, I think it's a great idea.
Not in my name anymore, now it's in the fiscal court.
Well, I just,
That didn't last too long.
We can,
fiscal court's name?
I'm concerned right now, it's under, one of the vehicles under Marion County.
Yeah,
The insurance is.
I think, let me see.
What'd he say?
Did you say the insurance is under?
the current vehicle that is now
Licensed.
Under-
licensed in Marion County's name, yeah.
Right.
Judge, why don't you do this, if you don't mind, why don't you get with Mr. Bland? And just get a copy of, see if he's got a copy of what, they need to add it to their insurance. They need to, would you all agree?
Yeah.
They need to put it on their insurance, but then get a copy of what his, if he could provide us with a copy of what his premiums
They
are.
have it
that
through
may-
Farm Bureau right
Put
now.
it in
so-
their
That,
name,
right.
don't they?
Yeah, that has to be in their name, that's correct.
Okay.
And they get a multi-car discount.
Yeah.
Good thinking, good thinking.
I'll have
We've
that
got too many
conversation
cars
with-
now.
I said,